What is up? Workbringer here, and today I'm bringing you a run of Mists of Tirna Scithe on Tyrannical Necrotic. So basically, this is the push week for Mists, in my opinion. I'd say that because all the other dungeons are really pretty hard on Tyrannical, like Necrotic Wake, very hard at a 12. The other side, 12, nothing but wipes, very, very difficult. But this place, pretty easy. And as you'll probably see from the thumbnail, I have really figured out how to time my cooldowns here. And I can burst into basically almost 50k. It's like 47k, so we have that to look forward to. Feels good as a Prot Paladin to bring a number like that for a second and then to get completely outshined by this Fire Mage. and the Boomkin. My goodness, we brought the DPS to this. Now it's Necrotic week, so what's cool about this is that the DPS just to get to have a fun time, and all I have to do is not die into necrotic stacks, and that's my whole job here, and mark the correct inspiring mob that I think everyone sees as gold. So I tried to not use File on that first pack, and this is a pretty heavy pack because I'm going to get Soul Split, and there's like decent magic damage sometimes coming out. I was going to save that mage, they ice blocked themselves. There's a Soul Split, ouchies. So there goes Divine Shield. Let's drop stacks, and let's not die to the next attack. I imagine at a 15, that Soul Split, I'd probably just die. If I'm not pre-mitigating it, I'm not so sure. Let's free our owl friend here, and we have gotten past the two hardest packs. Honestly, like that second pack is the hard part. Successful sap from our rogue friend. Thank goodness. I think the rogue is the key owner, which I love. And I mark the inspiring mob, and this is an also 2 soul cleaver pack, so there's the ouchie soul cleave, and my stacks are going to start getting up there. You'll see I've burned all my cooldowns. I'm going to do a big old word of glory, and you'll see me running to the gate. I'm now stopping and typing open gate, please. I say open. I'm like, open that gate immediately. Open the gate. Now, I'm not like that dead, but I just run right in here. And this is the strat, because it's a great place to kite into because I've got plenty of room. People are slowing, and I'm going to drop my necrotic stacks. There they go. And we got to come in here anyway to eat some mushrooms. So that's the play. I probably should have told them beforehand. We were having a bit of a strategy chat here, even though Mist has nothing too crucial. Unlike the other side on a 12 I just ran is a rough one. It's real rough, and everything has to line up perfectly, or it's a wipe. Super fast on Hokar. On Tyrannical week. Next week, the other side, I'll probably 14 it or something. I'll just absolutely destroy it. So yeah, opening that one gives me a great place to kite. I take this second to type here because we got big boy DPS, and I'm like, kill one at a time, I'll mark. Right? So the thought with this place is, even though we have a Resto Shaman, right? So we're not dying to like group AoE anytime soon. I mean, obviously we could, but they have the tools to deal with it. The thought is to nuke one down to 50. It will start thrashing. And if we do that to both, this double thrash is a little bit too much. It's like, why risk it, right? We wouldn't want to wipe on this one or have to burn too much because we have pride and we want all cooldowns to try to one-phase the boss. Even on Tyrannical, we want to try to one-phase it, which you'll see the DPS here is quite stacked. So I'm running to drop my stacks. This is a save time. And everything going according to plan, right? Thrashing number 2 goes off and gives me time to drop stacks. Had they both thrashed at the same time, I could have dropped stacks there, but it's just a lot of AoE. So that's very much a healer consideration. I wonder if they appreciate it, or they're so geared they're like, hey, whatever. Thrashing's no big deal. But, you know, it's a healer consideration knowing we go right into pride, knowing that I would ideally like to... I didn't really do it in this one, but when we do the lust phase, when... which you'll see, like once we get the tree down to 20% and we switch over, you lust, you pop all offensives. At that point, I would like to pop immunity almost, which I think I'll have immunity back. I didn't do it on this run, but I should be doing that. Pop immunity. I will not take damage for that entire phase, and the healer goes full ham on DPS too, right? That would be ideal, right? Everyone gets to DPS. You don't need to heal me. You don't need to heal anyone. I'm not sure that we do that. However, the DPS is very high. So this is non-lust. Oh no, we have pride. Okay, so we have pride, but it's non-lust. non-cooldown DPS, and we're sitting at like 6k for the Rogue and 5k for the Boomkin and 4.5 for the Mage, but they're all holding. We know it. There it goes. We have Pride, Lust, and now the Deeps come out. Here we go. Even I'm still just 3.7. It says I'm losing Threat to the Boomkin, who is in the 22, 23k. And the Mage is at 14. What in the Rogue at 10? Like, what? That's a record for me. And I would say that Mists is the playground for DPS to just let it go, to let it fly. And even me as the tank, as you'll see from the clickbait thumbnail, which is not clickbait, I really do get it. No, no racial Draenei tricks or super lucky crits. It's just full on. Any paladin could do this if you knew how to line it up right. Just big damage. But that Boomkin, I mean, that'll be like in the next expansion, like after Shadowlands. If they don't like squish the scaling, will I ever get to something like 20k single target? Like, jeez. So yeah, Boomkin. They're from my server too, actually. I made some, the run goes well when you make a lot of new friends at the end of it. I made a lot of new friends at the end of this run. Anyway, I marked the Mist Caller, and we see that she is going left. Easy puzzle. And I'm typing right now. I'm sure they're going to. I mean, a Boomkin that does 23k in Mists is probably not going to forget to do the Acorn, but I typed to do the Acorn anyway. Like, I don't know this group. We're smashing, but don't not do the Acorn. Should the terrible occur and we wipe, actually, I guess there's another. Anyway, do the Acorn. If something happens, if something goes wrong, let's just do all the things that Nightfake can do, and it gives you a better respawn. Now here, I think if you didn't do the Acorn, if you die in the puzzle, I think you go all the way to the beginning. I think that's what happens. So that's pretty tragic, and it's pretty easy to just like lose one person in here. Maybe not on Necrotic Week. The person you're going to lose in Necrotic Week as the tank is me. But you'll see that there's pretty much no situation with Necrotic that it gets out of hand. Unlike the first time I did Miss Necrotic, which I'm pretty sure I have a video of that. Almost died at like 60 stacks, but this is the first time I ever did it, and I didn't really understand it. This one, you'll see I'm already 25, and I'm like, am I going to run? Everything seems pretty dead, though, so I'm going to be okay. But a very calculated Necrotic manager myself. And I do like that, taking the responsibility of Necrotic now. I like it because the DPS get to just have like a good time. And then I still have a good time too. I just need to make sure I have File, I have Boppity Bop Macro, or I have Divine Shield. Either one of those. Or I have a nice clean place to kite into, like that mushroom room. It's very safe. I'm not going to pull anything by accident, right? Like on Spiteful Week, that's when the DPS freak out. It's like, oh, there's a Spite. I'm going to die at like half health to you. This is there's a moment here where I get rooted and it gets a little sketch, but I just get out of there. So this isn't at that moment, but right, very safe to run. If you see the tank like in the other room, people are hopefully CCing. There's no inspiring, and yeah, 30 stacks. You basically is not even worth casting heals on me. It's like like 5% of healing is going to come through or something like that. But run away. Even more CC not needed at this point. Once I'm back, again, if I was on voice comms, I was like, I'm running CC. But when I'm back, I'm like, I can face tank. Don't worry, we're face tanking it. But yeah, I think my properly managed Necrotic stacks in here does allow the DPS to perform at their top, and that's part of tank business. Oh boy, we picked the wrong one, and the healer apologizes, and it's like, we're not that deep in the puzzle. I write no problem, right? But we're gonna need a little help with the puzzle, and that's fine. And man, I don't ever really want to be a healer, because then you have to do this puzzle, and I don't have any affection for doing this puzzle at all. I know there's a weak aura, blah blah blah. I never want to be the person that has to solve this puzzle. It's just not something I enjoy doing. So the group helps out a little bit. I think at this point the mage actually starts to help. So I'm targeting the Mist Tender, has a big ol' heal, and that was pretty big DPS right there. This isn't the DPS though. That was like 25. What was that, like 20 something K? Oh, that's nothing. That's no big deal. We can do much better. So I think this might be one of the hairy moments here. I have a free word of glory, but like, to be honest, I have Necrotic stack, so I'm not like off healing anybody. This is a little bit like, nah, they're gonna die. But the stacks drop there. But with Pride up and I'm seeing like 3 mobs and my stacks at like 30, I'm like, I'm gonna start dying. But not at this low level, you know, plus 12 Pride. Still not too bad. I do pop defensives now for Pride to help out the healer, and then I off heal. But Resto Shaman, if everyone kind of like gets close together, which they're not at the moment, I realize this is not the optimal place for me to sit with Pride for group healing, but I'm looking at the puzzle, right? Because it's stressful for the healer already to solve this and heal through Pride, but then they also have to solve the puzzle. So I'm just like I'm just like pre-helping. I'm like, here's a filled in flower, right? Filled in flower, you know, circle, and I just let them solve it out. No one ever expects the tank to do it. I've never had that I've still not ever had a comment like, tank, what's the puzzle? No. It's always default healer. And if not, it's going to be the kind of like a free casting DPS, like a hunter or something, like a BM hunter. It's like, you know, put up the dots and jump around, right? And go solve the puzzle. I would also say if there's a BM hunter here, it's like, you should help. Or at least go stand at a totem with the healer or something like that, I would imagine. Voice comms does simplify this whole thing a lot. But the druid, I think, also helped in this case. So we had Pride on the boss, the mini boss here, so that's pretty helpful. And now we're going into where I get to do big damage. Do I have the Pride buff still? I don't remember. We'll find out. But this is it. We mark it. Full holy power, shield, divine shield. And that is going to give you the 47k. Right then and there. So what was it? Had I had lust, I mean, if I also had my Pride buff, maybe I did have it a little bit, it would have been even bigger, 30% bigger, or maybe that was on there. I couldn't tell. Oh, this is where it gets sketchy. Actually, I'm rooted and I'm eating big stacks, but I just divine shield it. I'm like, whatever, this is that time. Now I can't die and heal myself. But what's at play there is going in at full holy power, and then what the thing that we can do, or the mechanic that allows us to do that crazy burst, is that Shield of the Righteous is off global cooldown. So if you have the holy power, you can run in, do a Shield of the Righteous with a lot of damage with my legendary directly into a divine toll, which refills the holy power, and then this is all within one global essentially. You Shield of the Righteous again. So it's Shield of the Righteous, divine toll, Shield of the Righteous. That's one global. I could macro it, right? Because the Shield of the Righteous is off cooldown. So I just bang it. And I think I led with an Avenger shield too, which is not necessary, but that's how we do like the big burst. Like in that pack, even to like Fire Mage, Rogue, and Boomkin, for that one pack I had the highest DPS. So it feels good. Right before the mist caller, just let them know who's in charge. And I know for a fact the Boomkin and Fire Mage are looking at the damage beaters, and it's like, yeah, here comes the Paladin. For one pack, we can fly. Had the puzzle been solved a little bit faster, I think that would have been even higher. But we'll go for that for the higher keys. It kind of just like lucks out that I have full holy power because I'm just sitting there pooling it. And then divine toll's up and it's like, it's time to fly. So this strategy for me is the same on all mists. If it's mists 7, which I'll still do for farm because I still don't have a level. Ooh, someone got boomed there. That's a big word of glory. That's my talent now. Or maybe that was hands. I don't remember. Either Word of Glory or Lay on Hands. They're like kind of the same thing for me. They're very punchy heals when I want to give them to other people. But I do this the same way if it's a 7 because I need my shield 200 still. Wow. Or it's a 12 and we're pushing, or a 14. I just face tank this thing. Sort of in the middle, so dodgeball's not so difficult to guess. And if the fox comes out, I'm going to move away from the fox. That's it. Just moving a little bit away. And if it spawns right on me, maybe I'll hodge the fox and then start moving away, right? Just to pre-slow it down. We don't want to lose DPS to an ice block. No one's going to die here, but you'll die to dodgeball, but I don't think you're going to die to the fox on this. I'm not sure about that. But I essentially do not solve the puzzle, and I don't attempt to contribute DPS, and I don't want to move Mistcaller. If I'm moving her all around and dodgeball comes out in like an unpredictable time, I think that's worse for the group. So the other thing I should be doing is keeping myself topped off, and so I kind of remember that here. Clearly we need to help heal them, right? So I'm pooling holy power. It's kind of like how I deal with the fight in Theater of Pain with the caster with the graspy hands that I have nothing to do with as a tank. I literally do nothing. My job is to stay at full health because I can heal myself, do full mitigation, and pool Holy Power. Even if I'm capped, I will pool Holy Power just so that I can immediately Word of Glory someone, which my Word of Glory, Hand of the Protector talent, is like a lot of healing and fast, right? I don't know if the healer appreciated all of my Word of Glories, but that's what I do here. I'm an off healing positioning tank. I will contribute 0 DPS to this fight, other than the boss. I mean, I'm passively hitting the boss at like 1k, but I'm actually just watching for healing, because like the DPS at this point, they're just doing like way more than me. So I don't know. That's still my strategy for this fight. And yeah, I've been clearing mists, timing mists every single time at all levels. Have no issue with it. The issue is if I miss patty cake. Okay, so the fox is right on us a little bit. Right, we just got to get away. Rogue eats it. I tried a Blessing of Protection the rogue out. That doesn't do anything. But you'll see he has a little crown in his little ice capsule. But I probably could have hodged the fox there. But we're at the end of the fight. No big deal. So we're having the chat. I believe the mage gets combustion back. They don't have the add-on that screams it to everyone. But I tell them we're going to get pride on this first pack. Should be fairly obvious. I don't take death damage to falling anymore. That's good. Just jump right off the thing. I tell them we're going to get pride right after this. But then I also tell them don't expect a double pull because it's necrotic. And the Fire Mage is like, no. Like, the Fire Mage is like, no, please. Like, because their combustion's back now, or it's about to be back. And they're going to have pride. And we're slaying this run. They're like, no, let's do it. And I'm like, no. It's necrotic. Like, look at me fighting these 3 mobs at 16, 17 stacks. So a double pull is when I mean, you can do it at lower keys, but at maybe, I'm not necrotic though. Oh my God. But it's basically when the next pack down there, if you go to the left, you just run through the first pack and then pull the second pack. And you'll have about, I don't know, 12 to 16, something like that. I think it's maybe 16 mobs, 2 with must interrupts, and you chance having the patrol pack come through, and it's inspiring. So you're going to have at least 1 inspiring mob, 2 must interrupts, and then the patrol has an inspiring mob in it too, and we're going to die. Either I died in necrotic, even with my resets, or both of the Gorgers are just firing off stimulate, and then we're getting dots on top of them. I just say no. But I will, however, entertain taking this pack, which you need to kill the Inspiring or else you can't interrupt them, and I'll take the Flying Boys, right? I just full engage with the Flying Boys, pull them in. We have 2 Inspirings. And until those Inspirings are dead, you cannot interrupt the other ones. But there, you saw it. The mage did it. They did it. They did their Combusty plus Pride, so they died pretty confidently. However, I don't know what happens. I think the shaman got blown off the edge or something. I don't know. But the healer's dead. And so, yeah, had we pulled this other pack back there, that's what I call the double pull. It's a triple, technically, if you take the birds or the flying hornets. Not a necrotic inspired. You got to be kidding me. But I think the mage is happy that we did that one. They got to pop off. I don't think their DPS hit the DPS I got to, but of course, like, sustained Fire Mage DPS is quite good. But yeah, Mist is just a playground, man. It's fun for the tank, I think. It's fun for the puzzle solvers if you want to big brain it and feel good as a... Like if you're extremely good as a healer at the puzzle, the group is like, oh, they're a wizard. And I think that too. And I think the puzzle is something like if I like really full-time thought about it and I was like an H-pal, and I was like, I'm going to big brain this. Like, it does make the run feel amazing when it's like, you never wait for it. So it's something for like the healers to min-max too. And then, yeah, there's just these big, juicy slug packs and you just get to lay into them. I mean, this is fun. This is fun for the AoE classes. They like it. And then the first, as you saw in the first boss, when everyone does it right and the group knows what's up, it's a fun single target fight too, right? For the Boomkin and for anyone who's single targeting. Yeah, and so the mage is just happily sitting at 20k, right? Just popping them up. It's an unfortunate placement for the Pride, so I gotta like run over there. My stacks are getting a little too high. I'm getting unhealable at the moment, and I don't have Bop because I bopped the Rogue, which was a big... See, I try to go for a Bop. Big mistake as a necrotic weak to waste Bop. So I lay on hands myself, which is like 5% healing. and there it finally dropped. So that was a sketch moment. It would have been pretty sad to die there. I could have been battle res pretty quickly. And they told me that when I was like telling them, I was like, I am not double pulling. They're like, don't worry, we got battle res. I was like, I am not double pulling. You guys are insane. I just like, no, I don't know. Let's not destroy this run for me. But they're like, yeah, we got battle res. I was like, I don't care about your damn battle res. You're not battle resing me. I don't want a battle res. Anyway, we got pride, and it's, you know, more slug killing. Nothing too fun here, but we get to do some boom boom. However, we have a lot of count left after this, so on top of the fact that I have to kind of kite this, I don't think we have any cooldowns left though, so there's no cooldowns, so the DPS is not like that crazy. My stacks are getting up there. I don't want to, like, again, I don't feel like getting battle res today. And yeah, currently no file, no divine. No, oh, I do have bop macro back. Maybe I'd end up using that. I do have bop as an option, but I'm pretty sure I can just kite away at this point. I'm like, yep, kill the slugs. I'm 30. I cannot be healed. You can't heal me at the moment. And boom, heal. So we're going to need another 10% of course, and that's quite a clean number, which means we don't have to pull any of the flying hornets, because those are slow to kill because they kind of like just run away. You can't really tank them. I'm already at 23 stacks. Those ones over us, yeah. So I just run away. I'm like, this is up to you guys. See you later. Bye. 26 stacks. This is what necrotic looks like. Stacks go bye-bye, and I can heal myself to full. Thank you so much. I'll even... oh, the rogue got that interrupt. Anyway, we're going to need like 5 or 4% left, and I'm deciding right or left. And with 95, I'm fairly confident that this stag pack here, which is a really easy pack, real juicy, slow-moving boys. No like weird targeting. Interrupt from the rogues are super on point. Cap, nice. Let's keep the stacks low for me, necrotic. And I'm just going to start pulling the boys back to a good place to spawn pride. That's all. We want to have max uptime on pride, because this boss is a bit of an oof at a 12 tyrannical. It's pretty... It's not hard to wipe, but it can happen. And I'll kind of explain how I approach this boss on tyrannical. On fortified, you one phase it. With this kind of DPS, on fortified is an absolute joke. However, I would be burning cooldowns on these trash packs. Like, I'd probably be Divine Shield at this point and be like, I'm just barely living, right? Like, and luckily Pride is Pride. We don't have to like be like, oh, it's Ultra Pride today. You know, it's just they're pretty consistent. And at a 12, I've never felt like I'm going to pop Divine Shield during Pride. That's when you know it's bad. I imagine, I mean, depending on the group level, like, I see that there's people that are 220. I think 220 is pretty much the highest eye level I've seen people at. These are people that play it. They like clear Mythic raid, they clear 15s, and they're like 2400. They're like at 220, right? That's like, you're a full-time World of Warcraft player at that point, I imagine. And I've been for this month pretty full-time, but not that level, because I don't have like a full team that's doing that, like a full raid of Mythic people and a full 5-man at that. I just don't have that. Plus a you know, a 3 or 5 group for PvP. I don't have that community yet. But I do imagine, unless you're that geared, if you're trying to push a 14 or 15 Pride, I bet you're pulling all the cooldowns to live that, or at least some pretty big offensives to kill it before it gets to that number of stacks. I am losing threat out here to this one mob, to our Druid again, who's doing big damage. I like it. It's another big, slow boss. This is like World of Warcraft right here. It's like basically like bust all the cooldowns with Pride and Time Warp, and again your offensive cooldowns on the first boss. You do it on the third one again. That's a must interrupt. I think I eventually stopped paying attention to that. I, for some reason, have not Avenging Wrath. I should be within this window, as in I'm still Pride. There it goes. Okay. So the issue on the higher Tyrannicals is that these little bugs hurt. So I actually just fly around and destroy them for people, especially if they're targeting the healer. Or any of the squishies. We've got mages and boomkins here. They're not living long. However, there's decent CC, but I just run over and give them the smash. That's my new job here. On Tyrannical. Again, fortified, I'm like, come, you get flame strike them down, they die. I think they're a little juicier. I think they have higher health pools on Tyrannical. And 12 is that place where, even 11, I kind of come, like, see that triple pack over there? I'm like, I'm going to come get you. But then I get Mind Link, so I can't. But I do now try to contribute like big old DPS. Look at that. Someone's like goblin belting away or something. Like something's going on over there. So there is some off-heal potential for me as well. But I try to keep the boss kind of away from where the slime pools were and just try to help kill those as much as possible. I'm going to hodge this one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just keep him down there. Give him the kill because the clothies can't DPS and then they can't heal if they're getting focused, right? Like this, who's it going after right now? It's someone like, I got to live first, but then I'm going to come back and kill everything. Here's Divine Toll, right? Let's give him the toll. Give him the toll. Oh no, the Mind Link. Yeah, they're all frozen. Oh, we don't even have the Divine Toll. But yeah, really fun run. Mist is the farm. Mist is the free dungeon. You do have to do the mechanics correctly, but when you do, people just pop off, including the Protection Paladin. I had my popping off moment. Rip to my shield. Still no shield, but I got this cosmetic flower hat. That what? I think I might wear that as a flex. I'm a hippie angel. I'll take it. I want the shield. I'd like a 207 or 203 shield from this place, please. But I guess I'll take a flower as I can flex this. I like my Kyrian helmet better, but I can flex this. I'm telling everyone, I was like, this is the dumbass drop I got. But I make some new friends at the end of this run. People like how it went. And as you get higher and higher, there's just less people to play with, so that's good. I'll see you on the next one.